I've been craving some Jamaican beef patties, so let's make them together. I'll give you guys all the ingredients, but I did not really measure, so yeah, let's go. In my food processor, I added some flour, salt, sugar, baking powder, curry powder, turmeric powder, and some butter as well as buttermilk, and then I just let everything pulse until it was sort of incorporated. I wasn't really sure about the consistency of the crust, so I added more buttermilk until it looked like this. And then I just, formed it into a ball, put it in plastic wrap, and put it in the fridge for about 30 minutes. While the crust was resting in the fridge, I got started on the filling. I sauteed some onions, green onions, garlic, and some carrots and red bell peppers. I don't really know what goes in the filling, but I just used whatever I had in my house. And then I also added the ground beef and the seasonings. I will have the seasonings listed on the screen if you guys wanna try this recipe. So after adding the seasoning, I gave everything a pretty good mix, and then I added some soy sauce, browning sauce, a beef cube, and some beef broth. And then I just let that cook for about 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, I added some breadcrumbs, and then I just let it cook for another 15 minutes, and then it was ready. I just set it aside and let it cool before adding the filling to the crust. Once the filling was cool enough, I started rolling out the pie crust. It was so tough. I had to wait for it to get to room temperature. And then I just added some butter on the crust. I did not have enough butter, hence I'm using so little. And now I am assembling the pies. I don't think I need to tell you guys what I'm doing because you guys can see what I'm doing. And once I've assembled all the pies, I'm going to do an egg wash, and then I'm going to bake them in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes at 350. And when making these pies, be sure to put a lot of meat in it. Do not skimp on the meat because I don't want to imagine how disappointing it is to take a bite into a beef patty and it does not have meat in it or enough meat in it. I'm not sure how necessary it is to poke holes into the pies, but I did it anyway. And this is how they look after baking. They don't look that great, but they tasted so good. So flaky, buttery, and flavorful. 10 out of 10.